the trivia?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We live.
What's up, everybody in the world? I actually don't know if people are watching this show overseas, but I like
Victory Friday.
I like to include everybody. This is an inclusive environment. So, welcome to the Gauntlet.
I can't hear him.
On Sideline Sports Network, home of the best sports talk in the entire world.
I don't know.
I'm your host, JT. I'm launching a new channel, so I changed my thing to JT's Point of View. Going to be bringing back my own style of content like I did back in the day. So stay tuned for what I got coming. Also, Sports Moron of the Week, where we call out the dumbest thing in sports, Gauntlet Grinders, Do You Know Ball? We're going to ask some really tough questions, see who has the best ball knowledge. And of course, we got the non-sports topic of the week.
It's a doozy too.
Why don't we get into how we started the show? Sports Moron of the Week. Listen, I got quite a few things to call out, and I'm sure you guys got some as well. Raise your hand if you got a sports moron.
Oh, I'm fucking angry.
Hey, just so you know, the Kim Patullo thing, that's its own topic. So don't mention it as a sports moron. That's its own topic. Go ahead.
Well, I think it still deserves to be mentioned as a sports moron.
I'm not familiar with
whether you like Kevin Patullo or not, or think he's a good offensive coordinator. That's not acceptable behavior.
And I don't have a moron, but I do have a call out, and so yeah.
Okay. So, with that being said, first sports moron call out. To the kicker of the New York Giants, Young-Ho Koo. Come to the stage, my brother. What the hell was that? You snapped the ball, and you ran up and got tackled by the turf. You look like... You ever get out of bed in the middle of the night to go get a drink of water or something, and you just smack your toe on the bed frame? You're like, damn, that hurt. He stubbed his toe, and it was a complete disaster. So, I'm sorry, buddy. You got one job, and this is what you're doing. Sports Moron of the Week, Young-Ho Koo.
I don't know if I can call him a stub toe is hard pain. I don't know if I could do that. A stub toe is hard. That's hurt. That's pain.
He got tackled by the turf on his toe.
I mean, to be fair, what happened? I mean, stubbing your own toe on the turf as a kicker is good. But to be fair, that's about that defines the New York Giants season right there. That's the most New York Giants thing that can happen this year. That's how you know.
That play was funnier to me watching live than the butt fumble. The butt fumble was just an embarrassment. But that one made me chuckle a little bit.
How about no shade to Dom's team, but how about Jared Goff looking at his lineman like, stay out there. Stay out there. What are you doing?
Oh yeah, when they lined up Skipper out wide and no one went out there.
Right, like stay out there.
So then he goes in motion and they still throw it to him.
Yeah.
He looks like Charlie Brown when Lucy took the ball away. That's funny.
But that's a good call out because I didn't see the play, but I keep hearing about it.
Yeah, it's been all over the internet. Do you
I
guys
don't
got
really
anything else to call out right now?
His foot shouldn't have been that close to the turf, that far behind the ball.
I definitely want to call this out because I think it's almost one of those things now. It's not fool me once, shame on you. It's fool me twice, shame on me. Because I don't really understand why they gave the green light to Jaden Daniels to play this weekend. I don't really think you should do that because, again, the injury looked bad. He just got off the cast. You're 3-9. I feel like you're playing.
Come on now, you know exactly why.
I feel like you're rolling the dice and playing Russian roulette. And I think at the end of the day, if this does not work out for you, they're going to come back to this. I firmly believe. And the crazy thing is about this team specifically is you had literally, and Jay would know this too, When the Nationals got Steven Strasburg, that national sensation, they would shut him down early when things weren't going well and it was bad. They would not play about his injury for nothing. Then what happens when he's finally healthy? Look what happened to the Nationals those last 7 years of his career with us. They end up looking great, dominant, and you took the time to let him fully get healthy. I feel like if they do that, they can look back at the next 6-7 years of that team possibly being a 10-win team and competing for a Super Bowl. But I feel like I'm calling them out about this because they're playing a dangerous game by bringing this guy out here with nothing to play for. Nothing.
As a Philadelphia
objectively,
Eagles,
you don't know why.
as a Philadelphia Eagles fan, I like to see the Washington franchise fail. But as a football fan, I do not want something to happen with Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
And we've said this before. But we saw this same organization really mishandle Robert Griffin III.
And
So if they did it once, they can do it again.
Objectively, we don't know why they're doing it. Historically, we know exactly why.
I was about
Literally,
to say,
every single one of the same things are happening with Jaden Daniels.
but the thing is, this is my thing because it's not just about the RG3, it's about the Trent Williams situation as well. But it's like that was the Snyder era. This is a different era. You're supposed to be operating differently. You literally, when is it going to click to these teams and these people to not realize that sometimes you're just going to have a bad year? It don't mean anything. It just means, look at in basketball, San Antonio, and look at another freaking Oklahoma City. Now they looking like they're about to run Detroit. You have bad years. And this is your bad year. You're 3-9.
Yeah, there's absolutely
Dom's
no
point.
reason to bring him back right now.
None.
It's none.
None.
You shut him down. You shut him down
That's
for the
pretty
season.
good call out. I agree with that.
Even if he's 100% healthy, which I can't imagine that he is, like what? Why?
I don't believe that he is. I'm sorry. I just don't because we all saw how that arm bent.
It went.
We could have swore
That's
that
at
he
least
was
2
done
months.
for the year.
That's at least 2
this
months.
way. It's not supposed to go this way.
That's
We
at least
saw
2
how
months.
that arm bent. Yeah, exactly, man. I did. You know what? And more, teams
And aren't they already eliminated from playoff contention?
Yeah.
Just about. Yes, they are.
They're 3-9.
No, they're not. No.
Oh, they're not
Like
mathematically.
mathematically eliminated, or
There's
maybe they
only
lose one more game, and that's
There's
it.
only
that
one
why?
team, I think, that's
that
mathematically
why?
eliminated. 1 or 2.
Is that why they keep bringing them back? Because they think there's a slither of a chance?
They got no chance to get a wild card in the NFC. The NFC is too stacked. There's too many good teams.
There's too many good teams, yeah. But just real quick, more and more of these teams have to be called out for lying about injuries, lying about the medical statuses of these players. We saw it happen with KD. We saw it happen with KD in Golden State, and that man ended up missing a year for a torn Achilles. You know what I'm saying? Like they got and then with Washington, the crazy part about it is if Washington was still in the divisional race, like if they was neck and neck with the Eagles, they would at least have a half a leg to stand on. But it's like, bro, you're a 3-win team. Why are you bringing back JD5?
Jaden Daniels' elbow looked a lot like Rajon Rondo in the Boston Celtics that long time ago, and that guy was gone for the year.
Yeah.
He was gone for the year, and that happened early in the season. He was gone for 4 months at least.
Mm-hmm.
They actually didn't play that bad without him. They had a chance to win that game against Denver in overtime.
Against Denver, yeah. They could have beat Miami. I mean, Mariota's a suitable backup. They just Quinn's getting out coached toward the end. That's how I see it.
I don't understand it, but JJ, that's a really good call out. I agree with that.
I appreciate you.
Dom, you got something?
Oh man.
I love it. I love his build up.
Okay, so I don't know about y'all, but I see stuff come across my Facebook timeline all the time, and it's like, sports related Facebook pages or groups or whatever. Nothing that I follow or pay a lot of attention to, but a lot of the time it's either AI created or it's something that's not true. But I read the little paragraph and I was like, okay, this has got to be fake. But then I went and looked, and right out of this dumb motherfucker's lips. Okay, so last week, Giannis became the youngest player ever to score 21,000 points, right?
This is what you were talking about on Picked Off. Go ahead.
I don't know why 21,000 was the milestone rather than 20. Maybe he wasn't the fastest to 20,000 points, but okay. Anyways, so I did the math. So he's got 21,000 points, and he's 30 years old. This motherfucker said, and okay, like the first part of it, yeah, it's an admirable goal. He said, by the time I retire, I want to eclipse LeBron James for the all-time scoring lead, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Giannis is at 21,000 and change. LeBron is at just over 42,000, right?
Yeah.
So he's halfway there. So after he says, I want to break the record, he's like, yeah, I think I can break it in the next 4 or 5 years, but probably 4. I did the math. 21,000 points in 4 years is 5,250. So even if you book the Bucks for at least 8 playoff games every year, because the regular season is 82 games, correct?
Correct.
So he would have to average 64 points per game.
58 and change if you include the playoffs. And I was like, wow, this motherfucker cannot do math at all. Then I did some additional math.
He has it against him because he's not really a good shooter.
Right. Let's even say realistically. He's 30 years old. He averages almost 29 points a game.
Okay.
He would have to average those same 29 points a game for 8 years to get there.
Yeah.
And that's if LeBron retired right now, or, assume like this might be LeBron's last year, and obviously he's not scoring nearly as much as he was. But I was just like, it was so unbelievable. I was like, this has got to be fake. And I'm like, oh no, this motherfucker really said that.
and he's already in year 13. It doesn't seem like it, but yeah, he's in year 13.
Right.
Right.
At the same time,
he certainly didn't go to college, because I'm pretty sure they either teach or require basic mathematics in college.
JJ,
now,
go ahead.
It could be a different story if he'd ever developed that jumper.
The math ain't mathin'.
Yeah. JJ, you were going to say something?
I think he could focus on another goal that I think can show the world how talented he really is, which is Jokic is not the only one who could average a triple-double from the big position. If you watch Giannis when he's playmaking, that's an underrated aspect of his game. I think if he can work, I would say I want to average as many triple-doubles as Nikola Jokic or something like that.
Yeah.
Because he's got that ability. If you watch him, he's got that ability.
Yeah.
But the math, as a math man myself, when I did see that, I was like, oh, Giannis, my friend.
And before I actually did the math, I figured that points per game number was something slightly attainable-ish, maybe like 35, which he couldn't even do that. I might have to start trolling him on Twitter. Does he have a Twitter presence?
If he was to try to get that record, I guarantee his team may not win as much as he thought he would. Think he would. Because.
So Jay, do you have anything to call out?
I didn't necessarily. Shout out to the Colts fans who thought that the referees bailed out the Texans in last week's matchup, but conveniently overlooked that they benefited from bad calls too. I get it. You don't look like the team you looked before earlier this season. You got a tough ass finish the last 5 games, beginning in Jacksonville, where you haven't won in 11 seasons. Maybe you're in a bit of a panic mode, but let's look at the total scope of a ball game before trying to throw the challenges out there. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't just sit there and say, oh, well, the referees bailed them out, but then you benefited from calls as well. It's what it is.
It turns out now that we've gotten into the thick of the season, there's a lot less great teams than we thought. In fact, there's maybe like 2 or 3 or 4, a bunch of good teams,
There's
a bunch
way
of
less.
average teams, and then a couple few shitty ones.
By this point in the season, there's usually a couple of teams where like, okay, these teams separated themselves from the pack. These are the real Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, that actually is in
Not
line.
what we're seeing this season.
I'm sorry. This kind of in line with what my cousin said on Thanksgiving, when he has the belief that in the NFL, the real season begins after Thanksgiving.
Yep. 100%. I always say wait till December.
It just
I
feels like
also got one more thing to call out before we move on.
I got another quick one after you. Real quick.
So I'll just be quick with mine. There's this Twitter account that it's like a Cowboys fan page. It's called The Road to 6, which they've been on that road since 1996. Haven't been able to win anything, but that must be a really long ass road. I don't know how long that highway is, but it's pretty damn long.
It's add another one to that.
Guy,
It's
like,
Route
last
66.
night, ever since the Lions won that game, we basically know that the Cowboys' playoff hopes went from like 55 to like 9%. So the Eagles were kind of like under a little bit of pressure there and everything. We're like, I don't know, the Eagles are going to choke the division to the Cowboys. It could still happen, but probably not since they lost another game. But every single post on this guy's account has been about, well, the Eagles suck, like Jalen Hurts is not a good quarterback, and just constantly talking about the Eagles all day long when you just got whacked in probably the biggest game of your season with your playoff hopes on the line, and you're worried about the Eagles. And you're complaining about all these calls. And you're saying, well, Jalen Hurts is the worst quarterback to win a Super Bowl. And you know what? Like, this is what comes with success. People saying Jalen is terrible and the worst quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
Wait,
I'm good with it.
Trent Dilfer
Your team
doesn't
hasn't. Your team hasn't even come close to being at the Super Bowl, let alone winning it. But the only thing that you can think about right now is the Eagles. So congratulations.
Send me that guy's Twitter handle because I'm going to kill him with one simple quote. Winners
You would
focus
probably
on
like
winning.
some of the tweets.
Winners focus on winning. Losers focus on winners.
Oh, and yeah, I have one call out too on this one because I'm not gonna lie, I have to shout this out. I have to call it. I think it's absolutely great.
I'll be super quick. The way they handled the fake Frank Ragnow coming out of retirement. I promise you, he made a deal with Dan Campbell, and he was like, if we beat the Packers, I'll come back. We didn't, and then all of a sudden he fails his physical with a grade 3 hamstring strain. And I went and looked it up. It's basically a grade 3 strain is like a cunt hair away from whatever muscle is being torn. There's absolutely no way that let's say that was actually true and that was his injury. There's no way he didn't know about that.
Yeah.
And if he was at the facility, you can't hide it. Like you can't walk normal with a grade 3 hamstring strain. Once we lost, he was like, yeah, never mind. And then they're like, oh, grade 3 hamstring strain. Bullshit.
All right, JJ, what you got for me?
And I'm speaking to the masses on who's ever on this side of the coin or not, but I'm also going to take it to these 3 men: Kenyon Martin, Gilbert Arenas, and Rashard McCants, 64, and Nick Young. And then I'm going to turn and give praise to Danny Green. Because in what world, thank you for showing us why you never have an NBA championship ring, because of the mentality you have about the situation with Chris Paul. And Danny Green, coincidentally, praising Chris Paul, and guess what? He's got 3 rings. If you are on the side of the management of Clippers and how they handle Chris Paul, I don't want you on my team at all. I don't want you near my team. I don't want you around my team. I don't want none of that. And I hope Chris Paul gets signed to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I hope he goes out on top, because that team, Danny Green is like them. How you mean to tell me you're mad at the guy who wants to win for you because he's telling you about the stuff that you doing that you aren't doing well like him not? And then Kenyon Martin, I'm talking about how you gonna check me with this and this? I'm like, that's why you're not a leader. That's why you'll never be a leader. That's why you have to take that tattoo off about that woman you fought with Trina, because you didn't know how to lead your goddamn self. Because a real leader can take a feedback from anybody. I've been in banking for 15 years, and my team member who just got into banking checked me the other day. It does not matter. They're helping me out be better. Like how I'm like, when I listen to them and I listen to Danny Green and I see people, I'm like, yeah, no wonder y'all have losers. Y'all a losers mentality right there. Everybody should want to be held accountable, and it does not matter who you are in that core organization. If you're doing something wrong, now it makes sense. Now I'm looking at Kawhi, my boy Kawhi, like, so why are you staying? Maybe you do just want to play. And then I'm like, James Harden, yeah, it makes sense why you go back. Like,
I am enjoying Kenyon Martin's personal crusade against Draymond Green, though. It's funny to me.
Well, guys, I think that concludes Sports Moron of the Week. It was 20 minutes of Sports Moron, so there was a lot of idiotic things to discuss.
Crazy things.
So, let's go to the Gauntlet Grinders. Ladies and gentlemen, who was on the grind in last week in the NFL? In the NFC, I'm going to give it to Bryce Young. 3 touchdown passes.
Damn it, that was mine.
3 touchdown passes. Big win. Carolina Panthers, big win. Rams, the Eagles lost. So the Rams were in control of the number 1 seed. Now they gave it to the Bears. So they're playing hot potato with the number 1 seed right now. And in the AFC, I'm going to give it to Christian Benford from the Buffalo Bills. Had the fumble return for the touchdown against the Steelers and also an interception in that game. So Christian Benford, Gauntlet Grinder.
All right. Well, I don't know which way we're going. Who's next, James?
Whoever wants to go.
Go, Jay, and then me and then JJ.
All right. So, my AFC Gauntlet Grinder. I'm going to give it to my boy Nico Collins in the win against Indianapolis 20-16. He had 5 receptions for 98 yards and 1 carry for 7 yards with a touchdown rush that won't say it put the game away, but it put the Texans back ahead. So great job out there, Nico. According to Dom, you're still the best wide receiver out of the state of Michigan. F. Amani Toomer. Dom's words, not mine.
No, from the University of Michigan. He's maybe like the 10th best from the state of Michigan, because all the really good ones are Spartans.
That's fair. Okay, and then in the NFC, I'm going to give it to the entire Seattle Seahawks defense. 4 interceptions, 4 sacks, a fumble recovery, and a defensive touchdown that was a pick 6, completing their first shutout in 10 years. Yes, you were facing Max freaking Brosnan. But it's still very, 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 very hard to shut out a team at the pro level. And you got your first one in a decade, so congratulations. Those are my Gauntlet Grinder. Shout out to Nico Collins and the Seattle Seahawks defense. Dom, it's on you.
NFC, I'm Bryce Young as well. AFC, I had to Google this dude's first name because I literally did not know what it was. Chargers running back Kimani Vidal, 25 carries, 126 yards, 1 touchdown. Also added 11 receiving yards in a victory for the Chargers. I kind of quit paying attention to the Chargers because it's the middle of the season, so they're +1 or -1 of chargering.
Who did you shout out?
Say what?
Who did you shout out?
Vidal, running back.
Kimani Vidal.
Of course you would take mine.
Like I said, literally did not know his first name. Anyone? Where did he go to college? Anyone know?
Unknown. Kimani Vidal.
God dang it, Don! You took mine.
Good. It's payback for James Tatum mine. Plus, it'll shorten up the segment. Yeah, that's it. So, who's your NFC grinder? Honestly, there wasn't a lot of standout performances in the AFC. Like that one was kind of a reach.
Kimani Vidal was a 6th rounder out of Troy.
Oh my God!
I mean,
I've got the Sun Belt conference championship on.
I really want to say Myles Garrett, because Myles Garrett is most definitely going to get the sack record this season.
He might get it next game.
That's the only good thing going for the Cleveland Browns right now, is that he's going to get the record.
Hang on one second, James.
Hold on, that's not true.
Hold on, James. Hold on one second. Because who did the Browns play? They play the Titans. He might get the sack record next game.
Honestly, yeah, that's probably true.
How many more?
Home for Tennessee, he might get
I think he only needs 2 or 3 more.
So
Yeah.
He got like 19.
That is not the only good thing going on with the Browns. They just activated the 21-day window for one Deshaun Watson.
I don't have any response to that other than, why does Deshaun Watson get activated the same week when they announced the Diddy documentary?
More
That's
on
all I
that
have to
later. JJ, you got something, brother?
Well, I'm going to pray for the souls of 50 and Diddy, because at the end of the day, actions have consequences. And while you may think you're living good right now, 50, you're going to be answerable for your choices in your life too. And you may want the same grace that you're not giving, but that's neither here nor there. Well, I'm going to give it NFC. I'm going to give it to 2 groups. The offensive line, the defensive line, the Chicago Bears, because they beat Philly at their own game. I mean, they were stuffing it up and down. That run game destroyed Philadelphia, and that was a really big win for the Green Chicago Bears against a opponent that they will see again if they want to get to a Super Bowl. It's not too many teams I've seen that will actually out-physical Philadelphia, and they did this past game on the offense and the defense. The defensive side, I could kind of see a little bit, because offensive line for Philly has been like a question mark for them, admittedly, by their own fans. But to handle that defensive line with the Jordan Davises and the Jalen Carters, that was a strong showing from that trenches. And if that trenches, they made an emphasis to build that line, and they did. So I got to give them a huge shout out for that. And then I'm going to turn it to the running back down in Miami, who had his name is Devin A-Chain, another 100 yards. I think he had another 1,000-yard season, and he helped them will away, and now they're 5-7, not out the playoff hunt, and not the worst team in the league, which I had heard people say 3, 4, 5 weeks ago. And thank you again for showing the hypocrisy of people, because when you were down and losing, everybody was talking about your quarterback. Ain't nobody saying crap now. Why are y'all quiet? Aren't y'all men? Aren't y'all strong enough? Not you, I'm talking about people in the world. Like, cause y'all ain't saying nothing. I'm like, don't y'all have the cojones to back up your word? Y'all just showed me why I can't take you seriously no more. Because if you can't stand the fire when it's going bad against you, I ain't listening to you when it's going good for you. So thank you, Devin A-Chain. And thank you to and them. Keep winning them games for those people keep showing hypocrisy out here.
He's still not good.
No, he's not. That's not true. That's a matter of your perspective.
Well, okay.
You think that
in your opinion, is the list of quarterbacks that he's better than longer than the list that
he's in the top
than?
14? He's in the top 14 for me. Yes, Tua is in the top 14 for me. For me, and I think this is where I think I also realize I kind of make people a little bit irritated, is that I can accept their opinion, they can't accept mine. And then I think, cool,
I'm more okay with 14 than not. I'd probably have him a couple lower, but he's not in the bottom 10. I don't think.
I don't
I
think
would go there.
But that's my
okay.
my little shout out my grinders.
All right. I think that's it. Commercial
So we're
time.
done?
Yep, commercial time.
Let me see.
Do you or someone you love suffer from mesothelioma? If so, you could be entitled to some financial compensation. So,
And also the same compensation if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan. If you have some sort of loyalty to Jerry Jones or something like that, yeah, definitely call them folks. But go ahead, James.
I think I'm going to try to get a prescription for Ozempic. Like, I'm not going to take it, I need the medical record that I was prescribed it, so when those lawsuits come rolling out in X number of years, I can cash in.
Yeah, the Ozempic does not look good on Ariana. I don't like, that's what they said. Ariana Grande and stuff is on. I would not want to be in Hollywood. I don't want to be as thin as that.
Why the fuck was she ever on Ozempic? She's never been more than like 5 pounds above her ideal weight. That's not Ozempic. That's anorexia.
But even then, but the thing is, she looked fine before. She didn't need to lose weight. She looked fine.
Exactly. That's anorexia.
Never
But that's Hollywood's incessant need. And I heard it plenty of times. Hollywood has an obsessive need about being thin and being young. These people will sit here and destroy their entire bodies for the sake of validation from the world.
I have an obsessive need to see which one of you guys knows the most ball. So are we ready to get in to the question of tonight?
I'm gonna go ahead and go outside while we doing this one.
This is Super Elite Company, the 90-90 Club. There's only one guy to be in the 90-90 Club. 90 rushing touchdowns and 90 receiving touchdowns in his career.
Roger Craig.
Does anybody want to know who it is? Or guess who it is?
That was
my guess is Roger Craig.
That was one of my guesses. I'm gonna say I'm torn between LT and Marshall Falk. Although I feel like it's probably neither one of them, but I don't think it's Roger Craig either. It's gonna be a surprise.
So I'm between.
I'll go LT or Marshall Falk. But if it's one of those two, give me half a point.
I'm between LT, Marshall, and Thurman Thomas. Ooh. And I think I'm gonna lean Marshall Falk.
All right, so that's the guess.
Yeah,
it's none of them, right?
It is Marshall Falk.
Oh,
so JJ gets one and Dom gets half.
Oh my
All
God,
right,
I feel so
that's
happy.
fair because Falk wasn't my first guess.
Because
I thought you were
going
to guess some random other running back that was completely wrong, and then I was going to be like, Dom, you should have trusted yourself.
I mean, I was going to go all the way back a little bit more to like Yale Sayers for a second, but I was like, no, he ain't lived that long, so it's going to work. But
don't overthink it.
Marshall had a hell of a career at the Indianapolis Colts before getting to a Ram.
Oh, yeah. He sure did. So, most points in a single quarter in an NFL game with 34 points. Who was the team to do it?
Fuck, I feel like I just saw this the other day, and I
Me too.
have no earthly idea who it is.
Wait,
Hold
James, say the question again. It came in and out.
The most points ever scored in a single quarter was 34 points.
Oh, okay.
Can we get a hint of the
during
opponent?
the 2009 season, can you name the team who did it?
During the 2009 season?
New England Patriots against the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, they scored 35. Yeah, no,
I think Tom Brady threw 4 or 5 touchdowns in a quarter.
Was it in the snow?
They shut him out.
Was it in the snow? It was in the snow, right? And they shut him out 59-0. That's my guess.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was like 35-0 in the first quarter. I think it was like 35-0. Yeah, I'm going with New England too. I remember that game. I remember seeing that. I remember that.
I would not have guessed New England, so don't give me a point. You can give them both a point.
It was the New England Patriots.
You don't remember that game, Dom, in the snow?
I totally remember it, and I just saw something about it the other day. I just couldn't remember who it was.
Yeah.
Somebody else had a good record-breaking quarter. Had a good quarter in first, and they became second in the for the score the most points in the quarter, second, and then that's when it came out.
Yeah, Tom threw like 4 or 5 touchdown passes like in one quarter. It was disgusting, and they shut out the Titans. Go ahead, James.
Oh, you guys are ready for the next question?
Yep.
Yeah.
Question number 3. Only 2 players in the NFL history with 100-yard interception return and a 100-yard kick return touchdown. Can you name both of them? Or at least
I know
Wait,
one's
what? Say it again.
I know one's Ed, I believe, because I know Ed's done. I think it was against the
Interception
Reds.
return and kickoff return, 100-yard return.
I think
Only two
Ed
players
did.
have done
I think Ed did one
In the
against
same game
Reds.
or career?
in their career.
Hold on, you said 100-yard kick return and 100
Kick
yard.
return touchdown and interception return, 100 yards.
Okay, then I don't think it's Ed because he did punt returns, not kick returns. Okay, hold on.
And even then, Ed returned more in college. But go ahead.
I want to say Dion is one.
My guess was Dion.
Dion is my guess as well.
Yep.
And a part of me wants to say Aeneas Williams, but I don't remember him if he did.
Good guess.
I don't know that he returned kicks.
He did.
Okay,
Yeah,
Dion is
Dion's my guess.
one. That's one, but there's another one.
What's the other one? Does anybody want to guess the
Oh,
other
wait,
one?
there's two?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. Was it? Okay, I'm gonna go Dion, and I'm gonna say Dion and Patrick Peterson.
Ooh, that's a good
Pretty
guess.
good guess.
Ooh, man. Yeah, I'm gonna say Dion, but I can't think of the other one. I would say Pat Peterson also.
I know Devin Hester played corner briefly, so I guess that's my other guess.
They moved him after. They didn't really start him, and they moved him after.
Yeah,
I mean,
whenever-
they
Yeah,
moved
because
him after like
he
6
lacks
weeks.
the cerebral cortex to play corner.
If Hester had a 100-yard pick six, that would have been a part of his highlights. So in the time that he played corner, I don't think it was him, because they definitely would have had that as a highlight if he had a 100-yard pick
Because
six.
back in the '90s, that's when you saw a lot of corners be kick returners. Back in the '90s and 2000s, you saw a lot of corners become kick returners.
I'm going Dion and Pat Pete.
It was corners and running backs. But yeah, go ahead.
So you guys are done guessing?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. The correct answer was
It's neither of those two, isn't it?
from the Baltimore Ravens, Ed Reed,
Ed Reed.
and Chicago Bears, Devin Hester.
Oh, wow.
Fuck y'all,
that's
give me
crazy.
one.
So
That's
Devin
the only
Hester
one that
does, he
said
does
Devin
have a
Hester.
100-yard pick six.
That's crazy,
I know that-
man. I do not. I gotta go look this
I
up.
don't remember his. I remember there. I always thought Ed did. With Ed, he returned everything back. I remember the longest, and I remember the punt return against the Redskins. I didn't remember the kick return.
Mm-hmm.
And that's impressive for Hester because he only played corner for a couple years.
I thought it was like one year, and they pushed him out the
may have
side.
only been one. Like I said, he doesn't have the fully developed frontal lobe to play
Go ahead.
corner.
Go ahead, James.
Isn't that what
Alright.
they say? They said really quick. Don't they say when you're a dual threat, if you're better in the mind, play corner. If you're better than athleticism, play wide receiver.
Probably, but to me, it means you're not good enough to play either one full time. Seriously.
That ain't
Travis
right.
Hunter.
I understand. Oh, I understand that. I can't
James,
say
you
you're
got
wrong.
one?
I mean, if it were me and I was even close to as good at wide receiver as corner, I would play wide receiver because they make more money. Probably more of a chance of getting injured, but there was another reason. I forget what it was.
I'm team defense. I'd rather hit.
This will be the last one. Can you guys
No,
name,
don't make it the last one.
We got to get to the main topic. Come on,
What's
come
the
on.
score?
Come on, James.
What's the tally?
Can you name the only running back to lead the NFL in rushing on two different teams?
Ooh.
So he played for one team, led the league in rushing, went to another team later in his career, led the league in rushing on that team as well.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So he led the league in rushing 2 different seasons, 2 different teams.
Yep.
Ooh-wee.
I don't know if you have the info, but were those his only 2 years of leading the league in rushing, or does he have more than 2 rushing titles?
He has 3 rushing titles, but 2 of them he got on the same team.
I think I want to say Clinton Portis.
Decent guess. I don't know if he has 1 rushing title, though.
Remember the first 2 years, and he had like 1,700 yards with Denver, and then I think the first year with Washington, he had like 1,500. Because I'm going him, but I'm also thinking about I think I'm going running backs like him, Stephen Davis, because Stephen Davis had the Carolina years and the years in Washington. I'm thinking maybe Marshall Faulk. Hold on, I'm still going through it. Hold on, James. Hold on, this is exciting. Hold on.
I don't know why Steven Jackson comes to mind. No, I can't be him.
No, who else was he even good for besides?
He did play for the Falcons, I think, but
I want to say I'm really thinking about saying Thomas Jones.
I don't think he has a rushing title.
Oh, hold on. You know what? I'm gonna have to just pick one of these because Thomas was a bad boy. Maybe I have to go back further. No, I can't go back further.
Damn, I don't even have like a good guess. Like no one pops to mind.
I'm gonna take it and go with Thomas Jones.
TJ?
It's not Thomas Jones.
Who is it?
Who is it?
Who, by the way, has a good acting career post football career.
Will you give us a hint? Like, what year was it? Or decade?
It was in the 2000s. I'm not going to tell you the exact years.
That doesn't even help. Fuck!
That to me further makes me believe in Thomas Jones more.
Because I don't think Thomas Jones has a rushing title.
I think he did it one time with the Bears, and I think one time with the Jets, or one of the two. Because I know he was the main reason why Cedric Benson didn't really get his fair shot.
All right, I don't think you guys are going to get this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, I don't even have a guess.
The correct answer was Edgerrin James. He did it with the Indianapolis Colts twice in 1999 and 2000, and did it with the Cardinals.
The
Cardinals in 2008.
That definitely makes sense. That definitely makes sense. That definitely makes sense.
Right alma mater, JJ, wrong player. Running back from you are sick.
I don't care what nobody says. I will never forget that draft when everybody clowned them for
Edgerrin James was a beast.
When they clowned him for that, and I'm so glad that they gave him a ring, even though they left, because Tony Dungy was like, this man helped build this offensive team, that powerhouse that you see. He's just as much a part of this. I love Edgerrin James. That man could run.
I feel like Edge was the first player I remember that wore his grill during a game.
All right, fellas.
Remember when they thought that remember it was him or Ricky Williams? It was him or Ricky.
This week, or last week, the offensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles, Kevin Patullo, house was vandalized by fans who threw eggs after the Eagles lost to the Chicago Bears. Oh, well, this is one of the reasons why everyone comes to the Eagles and Philly people saying that, they're classless and, saying all these things because you do stuff like this. So I understand the Eagles have been bad offensively, and you guys saw things I was saying early in the season. I said, I don't know. This isn't looking right. And you can say what you want about the team. That's fine. But at the end of the day, this is a game, man. Like, this is not that serious. Like, you do not need to throw eggs at a man's house over the Eagles being, bad. That's not acceptable behavior from anybody to be doing this. And there just is lines that you don't cross. Keep it within the line. If you want to post on Twitter and say, like, this guy's an idiot, he doesn't know what he's doing, then do that. That's fine. But don't take it to this point. You're putting him and his family at risk, and that's not okay. So I was very disappointed to see this happen, and I just want to say that I can't speak on every Eagles fan, but to me, this doesn't represent what Philadelphia is supposed to be about. This is classless, disgusting behavior. Do you guys want to share any thoughts? Go right ahead.
Yeah,
You're sitting here saying that, acting like your moral compass always points north and never wavers. If you had that motherfucker's address, you'd have been right there with him.
No, I wouldn't.
Liar. You wanted him fired in the middle of the season.
But he's never been
I'm
crazy.
fired, but I'm not. I'm
not
not a dirty piece of shit
Dom,
that's going to throw eggs at someone's house.
He's never given a vibe like that. He's never been like the type that would, even as much as angry as James is mad, he's never been to the point where I ever even thought that he would even do something crazy. Like that, I don't know, man. I don't think any of us. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
I would take it a step further. I would ring his doorbell, and if he didn't answer the door and his wife did, I'd be like, "Go get your husband," and I would smash that egg right on his face.
I would, because
I'm still waiting for the day
about,
where I run into Jeff Backus on the streets.
At incidents like this, and what comes to mind is the racist that was yelling racial epithets at Russell Westbrook before a game, and then there was
another thing I would also do.
Hold on 1 second. Then there was the Karen at the Phillies game that stole the ball from the kid, and then there was also, if you want to get really, really darker, back in 1994, and Dom, you remember this one. Back in '94, when Andres Escobar was shot to death in a parking lot for losing a game, for losing the World Cup on an own goal. And so
soccer is serious business in Colombia.
It's serious business anywhere outside the United States, but yeah. And especially at that time period when Medellin, Colombia had the highest murder rate in the world. It made South Central LA look like literally Disneyland. You did not want to live there. But anyway, but I say all that to say that it's been a string of bad incidents from like fans throughout time. And I know it says in the headline, have they once again gotten out of control? Half of me says yes, but the other half says, like, man, fans have always been terrible. Anyone who, has been in a conversation with Jacob or been on a show with him, he lets you know that he hates fans, and people have solid reason. If you're of sound mind, you have a solid reason to hate them too. Like they can be fickle, they can be mean, and like James said, it's just a game. You know what I mean? We lost, okay, the season's not over. We're gonna move on to next week. You know what I'm saying? Who the Eagles got this week? They're probably going to win that game. All right?
Chargers.
Yeah, the Chargers. The Bears are actually good this year. It's not like you dropped to a bottom squad. You know what I'm saying? Life goes on. I mean, just going and egging the man's residence and all that, that's taking it too far. Quite frankly, them ain't real fans. Me personally, if I knew even one person that did, I'd be like, yo, you are no longer in our fan base. If I catch you rocking Eagles gear or anything like that, I'm smacking the shit out you, knocking that hat off your head and telling you get the hell out. Because we ain't supposed to be like that. We don't act like that as fans. You win some, you lose some. But don't go doing no shit like
I don't know who did it, but it seems childish. It seems like this is something like some young kids would do.
Unfortunately, it's kind of par for the course for Eagles fans.
And there's a lot of kids and stuff that do stuff like this.
So I definitely I don't like this, and I actually hope that they catch them. And I think I would say look at their history, and if they have a history of doing things, lock them up. If they don't, give them $100,000 fine or make them pay for the damages done to his house. Because to me, if you could do that, that means you could escalate off of something that doesn't directly affect you, or if it does affect you, it's because of your own decisions and not anything that they've done. Because I think about what happens to make people want to do this. And a lot of times I've come to realize A lot of times it's because the game. You're upset so much about the game being lost. So a lot of times people are talking trash to somebody, but they can't handle the heat back. So rather than deal with it, they take it out on the person they blame for the loss.
Right.
Could it be that they did some betting or something and then they lost and now they're upset? But again, the moral of the story is
That was the case at Andres Escobar. Go ahead.
it's your fault. And so to me, for you to sit here, we don't think about what we do before we do it. Like, yeah, it's just eggs. It's not
at least be fully committed.
It's the fact. It's not
and
the
give
fact
them
that
the Jimmy Clausen treatment.
it's not the effect of it's not anything about that. That is crazy to me. I don't want to be around somebody who thinks that's okay to be a fan. Like, no, that is not how I act, and that is not how I like to be around people. Because at the end of the day, it is just a game for you. You are just watching entertainment. You're not getting stabbed or possibly hurt on anything of this game, and they're trying to win as well, and they got more on the line than you ever could. So it's like, at the end of the day, for me, I just think like, this is the point that makes people think that you should have psychiatric evaluations to even watch the sport, because at the end of the day, that is still a human being. And
exactly.
You stop to not realize. Hold on, Dom.
Dom, let him finish real quick. Go ahead.
Okay.
He is a human being. Everybody has situations going on. He also probably has to answer to his job. His job is on the line. At the end of the day, you may think, I hope you lose your job, but then you'll be the first person. And this happens every single time. There's never been a time where I've ever seen somebody dish it and then get all laughing. And then when they get it back from people, they're like mad at the world because they're not giving them grace. This is crazy. You lost the game. This is crazy.
It's really not, though, if you think about it and break it down. It's only because it's the Eagles' offensive coordinator and they lost to the Bears. But regular people go and throw eggs at someone's house for much lesser offenses. So to
and
speak.
they are just as crazy. I think that's the point that I want to make. It's not the fact that it's
I've thrown eggs at people's houses before. Do I need a psychiatric evaluation? Yes.
Just
but
kind
of
do throwing eggs.
Hold on. Do you do it now? Do you do it now?
No, I'm a grown-ass man.
kind of put a
grew
pin
up,
in this
right?
topic.
You grew up. So the point
Just
is
to kind of
you
put
have
a pin in this topic. The Eagles just won the Super Bowl, and fans are acting like this.
But see, I just want to get this.
I'm not saying this is right or wrong. Don't shoot the messenger. But where were these fans? Why were the fans not throwing eggs at Chip Kelly? Where was it back then? That's who you should have thrown the eggs at.
So you're okay.
Hold on, but Jay, but really quick, because I really want to get this point out because I think this is what is always missed when I debate this with people. It's not.
Hey, and then after this, we got to move. But go ahead, JJ.
It's not what you did. It's the fact that you actually had a thought in your mind that it was okay to do it. At the end of the day, it's the thought of the action. Because if you're thinking about something, who's to say? And then James said it highlighted. The difference between Chip Kelly and this is you had won the Super Bowl. So whoever those fans were, they probably just called a little Brody somebody and got embarrassed because they lost. And that, again, goes back to the moral of the story. You decided to talk trash. That has nothing to do with him. That has all to do with you. So don't get mad at him and deflect to him because of some of the words that you said. You did.
Just eggs. It's not like it's a hand grenade or a Molotov cocktail. Like, is it okay?
Either way,
no.
It's not acceptable behavior, guys. So let's not repeat this in the future. To any team, any fan, sports or sports, it's not that deep. Don't be tripping. Next topic is going to be the non-sports topic, which Jay has something that he wants to discuss with the documentary. Jay, go ahead.
All right, so as it says on the screen there, so 50 Cent's documentary, Sean Combs' The Reckoning, came out on Netflix this past week to all the rage, and there has been tons of tweets about it. Very, very, very mostly positive reviews, despite it being just the way it's put together and all the information that came out, very, very positive reviews. So the question would be, because pretty much, his reputation's all but finished, but I did read something interesting that said, hey, if Diddy thinks that he's just going to waltz out of prison and go on some sort of apology tour to reclaim his reputation. 50 Cent is making sure with this documentary that he is shutting it down. So the question is how much more will it shape Diddy's future going forward, especially since, and it's actually highlighted in the documentary, Keefe D, who's currently been charged with the murder of and he has all but implicated Diddy. So Diddy's quite possibly looking at being charged at that. And his trial is next year. So I guess we'll start with JT. I didn't know if you get a chance to peep at it or anything, but
I haven't got to watch it just yet.
Okay, but even just from what you've heard, how much more you think this will shape Diddy's future going forward?
May I jump? Because I have
JJ, you can go
honestly, I have honestly kind of went through this in my head for a few times because I know I have an unpopular opinion about this from everybody, and what it lifts me is because I'm kind of even shocked right now because what I'm reading in my faith, this situation was something that was told I would encounter to probably talk about months ago. So it's making me reinforce my faith and reinforce my opinion on this. I agree with what 50 said about, we always talk about how our culture and how rich people protect their monsters. So now when I'm speaking out about it, I have the whiplash. I definitely agree with him on that one because we do that and we're definitely doing that. I think with him, the intent seems to be that, but also a little bit of a selfish and negative intent for that. And for me, because how much I believe in my faith, I know when you have to answer for that 50 and when you have to answer for that Diddy, you are going to be begging for forgiveness because where it stems from and why you did it is not pure. And yes, Diddy is doing some dang up things at the end of the day. But I also want us to also think about this as well. Don't just stop with him. If your intention is to stop having these monsters around, then get everyone. But why are you not going after everyone? But that's neither here nor there. But in my mind, I'm like, stop it all. Because at the end of the day, it is the documentary that I'm not surprised. Because over the years, you got inklings about it. It's just, we just went through R. Kelly. It's the same thing. And at the end of the day, for me, I'm just like, hey, I'm just praying for both of you guys because I know when I have done something and I've said it's because I want to make a reason everybody agree with, but it really was a pure me for just to make that person burn. I know what happened to me in my life later on where my Lord and my faith was like, now what? And I had to realize, I was like, dang, even if I agree with it's wrong, I have to think about how I respond to something like that because I know what goes around comes around. And everything I do or do answer, so I'm going to have to answer to. And I say, if you don't think you have to answer to that 50 or P. Diddy, so be it. It's not for me to decide, for you to figure out one day.
Yeah, that actually is a good take right there. Is people have to ask themselves, and even 50 may have to ask himself. Don't get me wrong, he put out a well put together documentary, but what was the intent behind it? Because we all know he has something personal against Diddy. So did you put this out because you have a personal vendetta against Diddy, and you wanted to finish? You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, Diddy deserves to be ruined, okay? But is this because you had a personal vendetta against him, or are you launching a campaign to stop all of this shit from happening? Because we all know how dark Hollywood is. But James, you got anything, man?
Honestly, I need to watch the documentary before I give any take about this situation. So I'm not really in a position to give a take until then.
Okay then. Dom, you got anything?
It's definitely more about the personal vendetta than it is to try to, stop these things from happening in the future. And, based on what we've seen with 50 and Ja Rule, the last place you want to be is a major blip on 50's radar because he will do any and everything under the sun to fucking destroy you. But honestly, though, in those two cases, Ja Rule and now Diddy, like, I love it because fuck Ja Rule. Remember when 50 bought all the seats in the first 3 rows of a Ja Rule concert just so they would be empty?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks that, you know, the intent is not, you know, for the greater good. But, you know, obviously this has been a long-running thing. Like, 50 has been collecting and filing and organizing all this shit for years. It's not like this documentary just popped up out of nowhere. Like, this has been in the making for forever. Who knows when he got all of this footage or whatever, but it would have been better if he could have put something out prior to the arrests and the jail sentences and shit, like, you know, shed some light on it to make sure something happens. But
yeah, and I mean he has some footage that had yet to be released before the documentary came out. Like one of them, for example, was
can y'all hear me?
Moment. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I didn't know if it was working.
Like one piece of footage that he put out that had never been. It was the moment Biggie was shot. Like the vehicle, like you like heard the gunfire in the background, and then you heard the people in the car like, "Oh shit, that's Biggie. Biggie got hit, and everything." And then they went over.
But this is sorry, but no, I'm gonna say, but this is my reason why this is just my perspective, because at the end of the day, I am leading with my faith because that's what I know that has saved my life. I have a strong feeling that 50 is going to be regretting this before his life is over, because I know the intention doesn't appear to be what he's saying. Because number one, if you had these evidence and to be able to gather and contribute to get this man into this documentary, Dom just said it could have been presented as evidence when the jury and everybody was looking for it. But even more so, I question not just him, I even question people, because I honestly feel like, and this kind of just, I hope I'm wrong, but it's all about, it kind of goes back to the money. Again, if this was really, when this is so traumatic for you, the main reason why they say that these people took this so long is because why? He promised money, he promised comfort. Exactly. If it wasn't about money, you would have came forward and you will be a witness on the trial. You wouldn't need Netflix to have a documentary created where whatever happens, you get a piece of the pie. And then 50, you directed, you get the pie. This is my personal opinion, but that lets me think that they are at where I'm like, I pray for you, 50, because that lets me know when it's time for you to answer and you have your own skeletons in your closet, because we all do, we all are going to want that. So next time, maybe think about what you're doing and really consider, are you doing it for the intent? Because if you want, like you said, Jay said, if you want to really put it out there, you wouldn't even need Netflix. You would just go to the cops and give them everything. Same for everybody that come out. You just go to the cops and give them everything. You don't need to tell the world and make money off of it. That's why I feel like I'm just like, ooh, I don't know, 50.
Way more money to be made after the fact with the documentary, though, and it's not like 50's making any money off music now.
Yeah. But he isn't making money off of, Power and all the other kind of stuff. But yeah, James, that's all I had, man.
All right, fellas. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to the show again. The Gauntlet, part of the Sideline Sports Network. You can tune in to all our shows on Sideline Sports YouTube channel. And you can tune in to the Gauntlet again next Friday. Till next time. Thanks for watching.
Giannis, if you need a math tutor, holler at me.
Good night, Tacoma, Washington.